what's going on, Hoffman. What are you doing?
I fucking forgot something in the other room.
I mean, Jesus Christ, meandering around like a fucking old man.
It was hot in here. It was hot.
Fucking fixing blankets. We're like, can we start the show?
I had to take the fucking sweatshirt off. It was hot as balls.
What up? Let's get weird. It's your boy Tommy G here with the Friday edition of a Stay Cashin show. Bill Rupp meandering around his fucking basement for like 5 minutes, like, start it. Hoffman's like, should I start the countdown? Start it. He's in a closet as we start.
I was waiting forever.
What up, boys?
Not much. It's Friday, man. Let's go.
What did I think of what?
What did you think of the game last night?
I mean, what do you think I thought? I called it to a T.
Go on. Elaborate.
Browns. I see that I was looking at your hashtag to see if you had the balls last night to take them on the money line, which you didn't.
So we're just gonna start fighting. Okay, cool.
No.
I took the Browns plus 3.5, and
I wanted to. That's why I was gonna either let you speak first if you had done that, or just me. So now,
if only I could get trolled for winning a bet.
Yeah, it was a nice little bet. It was a nice little bet.
Well, listen, that nice little bet when we were live on the voice chat, you were a nice little hedging because you were shitting your pants about that money line, and we would have been wishing you had the 3.5 most of that game.
Yeah, but it was beautiful. Got plus money on both sides. Easy game. I mean, some lines like this is probably the third one now of the year where I don't really love messing with the lines, but we've seen it over and over when these lines don't look right, Tommy, and it ends up being exactly what we thought.
I think. Tell him we're on the show, Bill, if you can.
Oh, we're on the show.
The Hoffman, I think Bill's coming around. Usually the 3-year lag time to leaning into the weird lines and trusting the public betting percentages all of a sudden that he used to make fun of. Sounds like he's like trying to take ownership of it.
This will be the third.
Only the third one all year.
It's been like the last 3 weeks, too.
Yeah, it's been literally hundreds of them. This is the third one that you're on board and understanding it that you're jumping on. But we welcome you, Bill. The conspiracy theorists welcome you to the dark side. Keep in mind, it's a very dangerous side because it's.
Yeah, listen, I'll go back to you being a little nuts anyway, too, because. Everything I said yesterday when you were rudely interrupting me and arguing against my bets. Bill, it's gonna be windy.
It was pretty bad weather.
It's gonna be snow. Well, let's go. Boswell did make his 1.5 field goals and his 6.5 points, which I cast both of them. And my man Connect had his threes.
All right. He got 3.
Listen, that's all we need.
He did get it.
The average is about 2 to 3 a game. He got 3. That's all I want.
That's all you need, as long as you win the bet. By the way, for anyone who watched the show yesterday, I wasn't saying your field goal bet was a bad bet. I just said when you say account dump, be careful. There's going to be crazy weather. And Hoffman, there was some crazy fucking weather.
There was.
The only reason the weather affected the one first kick because it was from 95 yards away.
Well, Tomlin's an idiot. We're going to talk about that in a fucking minute. I do notice you are leaving out, coincidentally, the FAU bet, which we gave out live on the show, which you were hammering all show, constantly reminding us was losing, and that this is why you don't bet day basketball.
They should have won. The reason, because that would have given me a heart attack, they should have won that game by 50.
Listen, they won by 10.
Now it was ever close. At any point.
That just shows how good the bet was, that they played like shit and still won by 10.
They played so bad.
Yeah, they played so bad. And they're going to take some time, obviously, with the coach and the losing Golden and a bunch of players there. But that system is a good system. That team will continue to go. So those of you that tuned in to Stay Cash and got that bet right out the gate, hit that to start the day. That was nice. Baylor with a nice fucking buzzer beater win.
I saw the highlights on that. That was insane. You got
Baylor. No, hold on. Continue with the insults, please. I was actually just about to say Baylor had no business.
That's one of the ones that we always.
Bill, let me say it. I was just about to say, on the contrary, Baylor had no business winning that game. None whatsoever. None. So we should have destroyed FAU. We got screwed on San Fran late at night. Baylor, we got one back. Anyone who bets college basketball knows that the games that aren't coin flips, you should hit it around, 60% of them. But those coin flip games, Hoff, you've seen it. Sometimes you'll lose like 10 coin flips in a row. Sometimes you'll win 10 coin flips in a row. You need games like the Baylor game. You deserve it because of the games like San Francisco and other games where you get fucked. So that's college basketball. Half the games you bet are going to come down to some retarded 18-year-old doing something stupid or amazing in the last second. And usually, Hoffman, the amazing thing they do is preceded by something ridiculously stupid to give them that opportunity.
Happens all the time.
Yeah, but starting to get a good feel for college basketball now. Even the losses, like that San Fran, I felt like I was on the right side. The FAU game, even though we were losing it most of the game, we ended up winning it. Felt like that was a no-brainer. The Baylor game, we were talking on the mic off when they were down 15 at the half, that plus 10.5 seemed like gold. You knew they were going to come back. So things are starting to mesh a little bit. You got a lot of new players on a lot of new teams. The transfer portal's insane. Teams like Duke and all these. I mean, you got fucking look at Baylor, right? They got fucking O'Meara and Roach off. They just grabbed the best player from Miami and the best player from Duke, and they're just trying to find a rhythm. They just can't get in that rhythm right now.
Yeah, that was big for Roach last night too. He's the one who made the three. So yeah,
you got to be dying not having Roach over.
Yeah, Hoffman called that out.
Yeah, Hoffman knew Roach hit the shot before I even told him who hit the shot. Hoffman's like, that was Roach, wasn't it? I'm like,
it was
yes,
good.
It was. Yeah, so that was awesome. Also, Calgary Flames, Bill. Told you about them Rangers.
You did.
Told you about them Rangers.
It didn't really matter. I was on the wrong side of the Devils game anyway. So
yeah, but you can give me credit since you're back.
Yeah, listen, congrats.
All right, there we go. So it looks like we went 2-2 against each other. Field goals and connect, and the Calgary and the FAU. So we are going to be doing some fun stuff going forward over the next few weeks. We're going to start having all of our battles, the Bill and Tommy battles, Hoff and Bill battles, Zab. We're going to try and have like a big board where each show we can go head to head on those battles to connect or Calgary or whatever the fuck it is. Today, Bill Rupp has an idea. We're going to start doing our 3 best football bets. So our 3 best locks, Bill, if you want to explain what we're going to be doing at the end of the show.
Yeah, Zab already sent his in. He's late today. He had an appointment.
He's not late. He's got a doctor's appointment.
Well, I don't know if he's going to be here or not, but he gave me his picks. We're just going to pick 3 teams with the spread from FanDuel as of today. And your favorite team, you get 3 points. Second favorite, 2. Last favorite, 1. And then at the end of the season, how many weeks we have left, we'll add it up, and we will see who the winner is. And we'll have to pick something that the loser has to do.
Listen, I'm with Mike Smith. I always say it. Food bets, shave your head, all kinds of crazy shit like that. That's what I like to do. I think it's more entertaining. So I'll be trying to the tough thing is Bill doesn't like to eat gross shit.
Right, but
he won't even go near, and that's the whole point of the thing. Like, I shaved my head on here.
Well, I'm gonna win anyway, so that's right.
Yeah, but I mean, we got it.
Yeah, I'm not with the food, but I'll do.
But that's the thing, because it's so bad is the reason it's so.
But good. I'll do anything else. Like, I'll do anything crazy.
Like Bill dressing up like Taylor Swift and singing a song. He likes doing that. He might lose on purpose to do that. So
yeah,
I'm for the food bets.
Yeah,
it's not going to be money. There's no reason to do money. It's got to be fun. It's got to be something we can get some traction. Yeah. So. It will be something. As you know, I shaved my head for the show. We'll do something. I want the food bets, though. So
yeah, I'm not
we'll
doing
leave it to you guys to let us
know. You can never convince me to do a food bet. I don't eat anything.
I can't do the food bets, guys. You always ask.
I will never eat anything that I don't want to eat. I don't care what anyone says. So
I physically can't.
Yeah, Bill. That's the whole point. When I used to do them with Mad Lab, he used to throw up on the show. Like, it was great.
Yeah, I'm not trying to throw up. Like, that's not what I'm trying to do at age 35.
Yeah, so I mean, I'll probably be the food bet guy, I guess. This will be a lot easier because we do have some new shows that we're trying to do. Part of the reason why I'm going to be going to Bill's house while I decide if I'm moving to Vegas or staying in Jersey or going where, while I'm in that purgatory phase, I'm going to be right there with him. So we're going to be right fucking there with him, sticking that food in his fucking face.
I mean, Mike
was shit behind him. We're doing a little 1-month test period here where I'm going to go in with Bill and we're going to film some content and see how this goes. So you guys should be in for a blast. And then by January, I may be living me and Hoffman may be living together in Las Vegas in January.
We're all living together.
Yeah, we're just rotating, dude. There's no point in being a single guy.
It's like we're back in college.
What the fuck? I was thinking the other day when I'm sitting there going, what am I going to do? I got to go get another place. And Bill's like, just fucking move in here. My mom's not here anymore. I got the whole top floor. I'm like, you know what? That'd be fun for a month. and then we'll bloody each other and kill each other, and then fucking
Yeah, when I
probably
get
never
pissed
be
at
friends.
you, I can just run over there and punch you right in the head.
Yeah, and now I can literally punch him in the face from there. So that'll be fun. A little social experiment we're doing here. And then me and Hoffman are going to go move Vegas together and then convince Bill to take his RV out there. So a lot of fun stuff coming up for December. We do have the 5-month promo still going, guys. So make sure if you're getting in on that, I think we're ending that on Monday, the 5-month promo. So you're basically getting almost 70% off. The 5-month package takes you through March Madness. You know you're going to be here through March Madness anyway. You might as well take the best deal. This is going to be the best deal that we're going to offer on this. You're not going to see anything cheaper. So you get $299 for 5 months. I mean, it's like $60 a month. Right now, it's $120 a month. So you're looking at, what, $12 a week, I think it comes out to, or $13 a week?
It's like almost at the point where this is free, guys.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I know you got to put the
can't make it
$300
cheaper
up front, but you're going to thank yourself when it's Christmas and Thanksgiving and you fucking spend too much. At least you know you got your subscription riding through. It's like when you win a big bet, you know? You buy something that you know you're going to need in the future so that you don't fucking need a sweatshirt and not have any money, right? So I would get that now. Get in that $299. Just go to 4deep.com or go to my bio and jump on that. That'll get you all the way through March Madness.
Or you can do what I do. Win a bet, book a room in Vegas. Win a bet.
There you go. That's Hoffman's the best at it, actually. Every time Hoffman wins something, he buys something. It's actually what I used to teach my stock trading students to do. I used to tell them every time you have a big trading day, go buy a watch, go buy this, go buy that. That way you have that, you know? So after you blow all that money back, at least you got something to show for it when it's all said and done. It is a smart move in the world of gambling because we know we could all get retarded at times. On this Steelers game last night, we need to talk about this a little bit, Bill. I've been saying for years that Mike Tomlin is the most overrated coach in the NFL. And everyone and every year, I doubt myself on this because I start going, this guy has a team that shouldn't be fucking 8-2, that shouldn't be this. They always make the playoffs. They always get in. But the system that Tomlin has put in place and the culture that Tomlin has put in place is one of the best of all time. Like literally that Steeler way, that Steeler system. Granted, he lost control of the locker room for about 3 or 4 years with all the diva wide receivers, Bill.
Well, I think that was Antonio Brown.
Yeah, I think that was more Antonio Brown and Martavis Bryant and all these.
Antonio Brown was wild.
Yeah. But realistically, the system that he puts in place is phenomenal. And I think this is where NFL teams, and I was talking to you guys last year about Dan Campbell, right, Bill? Like looking at the Dan Campbell system and everyone coach of the year, and I'm sitting there going, he's not a good coach, right? In game. He's not a good in-game decision maker. I really think a lot of these teams should have 2 coaches. They should have someone build the team, and then they should have someone run the team, right? Because that same guy usually isn't good at both. Mike Tomlin yesterday, Bill, I don't know what the fuck he was doing from the start of the game. Kicking the 58-yard field goal in a fucking blizzard to start the game as a favorite with a great defense when you could have pinned him back at the 1 with Jameis Winston made no sense unless it's faction. Unless it's the faction trying to make sure to keep Cleveland in the game early. Not calling the timeout. No one's even talking about this. I was screaming about it on the microphone. In the first half, with 1 minute and 30 seconds left, 4th and 7 for Cleveland.
I let it drain all the way to 30.
We're on the mic, right? We were on the mic. I was saying it on the mic. Bill's like, they're going to run a play. I'm like, no, they're not. He's trying to fake them out. They faked Tomlin out to believe they were going to run a play on 4th and 7. Tomlin let the 40 seconds run off the clock. Then they called timeout, kicked the field goal. Now they only had 40 seconds instead of 1 minute 30. Bill, what did we say? First pass is going to be a 20-yard game. Freiermuth, who we pounded all game on this show and hit him live. Freiermuth to the 50, and you got 17 seconds left. So Tomlin cost them right there. Then the second half, Bill, I mean, the last 5 minutes of that game, you couldn't do more wrong than Tomlin did with Fields.
It should have been over 3 times.
I mean, what the fuck was Tomlin doing with Fields? Like
throwing a third, was it 4th and 3 or 3rd and 3 bomb with Fields?
That's this one weakness in Russell Wilson's number one strength. They know you're not running on 4th and 3 in that spot. You have Justin Fields in, and you throw a bomb to Pickens that's thrown into the stands. I don't even know where the fuck he was throwing that thing. Pickens is throwing a How's Russell Wilson not in throwing that pass?
And there was a couple times where Russell Wilson wasn't even in on like first down or second down.
Dude just kept pulling him and taking him out, and then he gave Fields that whole drive when they were down like 14. And they ended up scoring on it because of the personal foul on Fields, the roughing the passer. But took Russ out for no. Russ was playing his ass off.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like Russ was playing bad. He was playing great. He was 10 for 10 to start the game.
There was a lot of bad coaching decisions.
Oh, my God. Wasting his timeout on the final drive because he wanted to change his defense, and then he needed the timeout when they got the ball back.
They had when they were figuring out that thing, he had like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
To make the call, like what he was going to do. And then he ended up fucking calling a timeout after that big controversy of what was going on with that.
Was it grounding? Was it not grounding?
Was it 3rd and 8?
There was like 15-minute break.
Yeah. And then he ends up calling a timeout, gives them more time to figure something out, and they end up getting the first down.
Well, and he doesn't have his timeout for the comeback drive they would have had. Bill, how about taking the penalty?
Yeah,
I mean, you have 4th and 3. They're going to kick the field goal. That's a fucking tough field goal in a blizzard. Why would you take a 5-yard penalty and give them a chance of getting a first down, holding penalty?
They did.
Anything that can happen, which they ended up doing and ended up
icing
it with a run.
Down there anyway.
And Bill, if they kick the field goal there, you still got 1:45 seconds left and 2 timeouts, so you got plenty of time to work your way back up the field.
And it takes them down to their goal line anyway, gets them to the 4th down, and they don't even basically draw up a play. Winston almost gets sacked, scrambles around, and ends up running it in.
Yeah. I mean, that was the drive. I think that was the drive prior to that. Or no, that was the final drive.
No, that was the final drive. Yeah,
was that the final one? Yeah. I mean, literally just fucking. I mean, absolutely maniacal every single thing. And Cleveland was no better.
No,
Cleveland's play calling was. I was screaming on the mic at 3 minutes left at the 40-yard line. Run the ball on first down. Right, run the ball on first. Start killing this clock down. Go get 4 yards, and they drop back with Jameis and throw a bomb. Now you're 2nd and 10.
They threw the 2 downs. I think before that. Remember, they had thrown the ball.
They threw 3 straight times.
Left. Yeah, 3 straight times.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Run the clock out.
These coaches have no fucking idea.
It's literally a league filled with people who just like to make things hard. Listen, you can't convince me otherwise. We are sitting on our couches, drinking alcohol, smoking weed, and we know what to do, and we're not even fucking coherent. And these guys get paid millions of dollars to do this.
I mean, how many times?
Tommy's calling the exact play out every fucking the whole drive.
Every time I'm like, hey, you know what they should do? They should throw that little drop pass. Throw that little drop pass to Njoku here. It'll be wide open. Then they throw the drop pass and drops it in the end zone. We're saying exactly dude, Tomlin, call timeout. They're faking you out. Call timeout. But he doesn't know. How does he not know? How does he not know that Russell Wilson should be throwing the deep ball to George Pickens when Russell Wilson's about to break the NFL record for completion percentage on 20-plus yard passes to George Pickens?
We're doing 8 things.
Why is Justin Fields doing all this?
We're doing.
You're literally undefeated since you benched him.
Job, and we know what to do. We're on the voice chat, entertaining our subscribers. We're doing our own thing in our own house.
Watching multiple games, Hoffman. Watching a basketball game, a fucking NBA game, and a football game, and still know more than what they know.
It's crazy.
It's fucking.
I don't understand.
It was bad coaching all around. I think the problem is these coaches in the NFL, when they get up, they start to panic, and when they get down, they start to panic.
The problem is there needs to be 2 different people on the coaching staff who are both head coaches who have 2 different responsibilities. One guy's job is to go out there and manage the game, and the other guy's job is to focus on the clock, the time, the substitute. There needs to be 2 guys doing this, and
they can't do it. They can't do both.
That's what Tommy said last night. He said we were talking about where we would rather be, on the field or in the box. He was like, I would be in the box, and I need someone down there that I can be like, yo, Austin, go get the fucking guy and tell him to fucking stop being a pussy.
100%. I would want to be in the box as the coordinator, seeing everything from up top, but I would need a Hoffman down on the field so I could tell him, hey, go grab this fucking receiver, pull him in, tell him he's doing this, rally the guy. There needs to be 2 of you. You need to clone yourself. So when you see these coaches, Hoff, even McDaniel and McVay, they're not coaching the game because they're also the offensive coordinator, right? So they're distracted. They're focusing on the next play and they're not seeing the clock. They're not seeing the situation.
There's too much going on. And when you're on the field too, you can miss shit. You have to be, when you're up to the top, you see everything.
Yeah.
There's too much going on the sideline and shit.
Yeah. It's just too much.
And you're calling plays and there's only 30 seconds. You only got 30 seconds. Fucking, it's just a lot going on.
Yeah. I mean, there needs to be someone next to him going, dude, call timeout right here. They're faking you out. Run the ball on first here. The clock's running down. The league is just a disaster, man. And you know what it is? I think the biggest problem why we're seeing coaching, and then we'll get off this topic. You emailed Howie? Howie's coming on.
I got Howie.
Yeah. All right. The biggest deficiency right now, and I keep saying this, all comes back to the overpaid quarterback. There is no coach on the field. If you think about how this used to be, when you look at Aikman and you look at fucking Montana and Young and Rodgers and Brady, and you go through the whole list of all these guys, Roethlisberger even, these were coaches on the field. The coach, they could call their own plays. They didn't need the coaches. They were the ones calling timeout. Like Ben Roethlisberger would have called timeout on the Steelers, Bill, where Tomlin wouldn't have had to. Because Roethlisberger would have fucking ran to the fucking field. He would have ran onto the field and called timeout, right?
You fucking eyelash in my eye. Can't get it out.
I'm sorry. You'll survive it.
God, fucking killing me.
You see Peyton Manning when you're watching the Manning cast. What's his most famous thing? Right? This is his most famous thing that he does that they make fun of on Saturday Night Live. Because if he was quarterbacking that team, he wouldn't need to look over to his coach. He would just fucking call the timeout himself. So there is no intelligent, mature quarterbacks on the field to make these decisions, so the coach has to do everything. And you got the fucking Tuas sitting there like, what are we doing next? You know, just staring into the sky. Howie, Bill is blind.
I got an eyelash in my
Look at Howie rocking the Biggie shirt.
Biggie Smalls, baby.
Biggie Smalls.
That's awesome.
Howie. He's one of the best albums, too. Telling you, the other day, I was the License to Ill album for Beastie Boys. It was the anniversary. That's one of the best albums of all time.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. 1986.
Howie Dewey, how you doing?
Good, man. Good. South Florida can score a few points here, be doing better. Just took them -9.5.
Oh, yeah. Don't let it
Howie loves the midday. Howie loves the midday action.
Yeah.
There's a billion games.
I know there is.
It really is. Yeah, it's this is a fun time of year. I actually didn't like anything early, so I don't know if you're on it. You on anything on this Pitt LSU game coming up?
I'm not betting it. If I was going to, I would take Pitt.
Yeah.
LSU played well last week. I surprised the shit out of me. They're not very good. They had a kid off the bench that hadn't played all year. He just went off, but I think that they're in trouble today.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have much. I didn't really have anything I liked till JMU at 3:30. I like JMU versus UC San Diego in this game. But let's start with college basketball here, Howie. Then we'll move over to college football. Live, anything that you were hitting live? You just said South Florida.
Yeah, South Florida +9.5. They're down 12.
Let me see. All right, yeah. All right, so +9.5. 6 minutes left in the first half on that.
And I got guys asking me like, "Hey, should we take Miami live? They're down 9." I'm like, "No, Miami's
I don't
terrible."
like Miami. No.
Yeah, no.
They lost everything, man. They lost. Look, the big monster that I loved last year. He played against St. John's last night.
No, that's
well.
That's
we were talking about that.
Just talking about Baylor's one of my championship teams this year. I
think they're good.
Baylor and Rutgers are two teams that I really think, but Baylor's my team that I think if I had to put a bet on someone right now, I know we all love Rutgers, and Rutgers is probably going to be right up there, but they're a little more of a long shot even still right now, right? Like, what's the line on Rutgers right now to win?
Yeah, they're long shot.
Right.
They're not even the spreads right now.
What's up? Yeah, but Baylor at +4,000, I think is one of the best values on the entire board.
Yeah.
I mean,
great.
They're the 13th. The 13th highest
But
odds.
with that being said, St. John's should have won by 20, man.
Yes, 100%.
That game away.
100%.
And not only that, I watched this 5 times. Wow, did those refs fuck St. John? I mean, the ball was inbounded. 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3. Then it started. I mean, that shot wasn't even close to being good.
Everything is fake, Howie. Everything is rigged.
That was amazing.
It's unbelievable. Everything is fucking rigged. But yeah, I really, really, really love this Baylor team. I really do. They're
Roach. Good.
They got Roach, who they just added, who you love, Hoffman, from Duke, and then Howie, our guy Omir from Miami. We rode Miami all fucking year last year. We watched them.
Omir's a beast.
Omir was the fucking anchor of Miami, and he's
got to be 30 years old.
Those are great 2 additions to that team.
Huge, because you're adding. Because the thing about Baylor always has athletes, right? They always have length. They always have athletes. They always have shooters. You added a point guard and a big who could play the 2-man game at the end of games once the season starts going down. Yeah. So I think Baylor's a national championship team, man. And
they're good.
It's going to keep in mind, these teams, it's going to take them a little while to click, right? Like you saw it with Baylor last night. They looked like they never played basketball in the first half, and then all of a sudden they started rocking. They did the same thing against Gonzaga. They got ran clean off the floor. If Baylor plays Gonzaga in 3 weeks, that game's coming down to the wire. So So yeah, you got to keep that in mind. In
right, a neutral court.
Yeah, exactly, on a neutral court, right? Yeah. But yeah, I think fucking Roach had like 2 points in that game, and O'Meara was terrible. But let's go right to it, Howie. First games that we're looking at here, college basketball. Gave them a nice winner yesterday on here with FAU and a couple others. So let's do it again right now. You like South Florida plus 9.5 for anyone just tuning in?
Live right now, live. I do. I think they come back after the halftime. They sit down, get a little composed. They played so bad. They're down 13 right now. Mm-hmm. Hey, the game I like at 5:00. Seton Hall, who, man, they look good. They beat Virginia Commonwealth last night. They played Vanderbilt, who's 5-0. That's a trap game, man. Vanderbilt's minus 5.5. I think Seton Hall wins the game.
Yeah, you know what's great, Howie? Seton Hall looks good this year. Rutgers looks great this year. And we live in motherfucking New Jersey and can't bet on either of them.
Good team. I know. Yeah.
But Seton Hall, fucking worst, dude.
I know, but see, they play, and I think they got a chance to win.
We got last year or 2 years ago? We had St. Peter's making the run. We couldn't bet on them.
And Princeton too. Princeton was doing it the same year. It's the same year.
Dude, we get fucked.
We're killing it. Come on, New Jersey, let's go.
We have no good colleges in New Jersey. Basically, it's usually St. John's and these other schools around us. And of course, the last 3 years, it's all these Jersey darlings that we can't fucking bet. So
you can bet St. John's today. They play Virginia at 7:00.
Yeah. So let's go there. All right. So I like JMU, by the way. That game's at 3:30. So I'm on JMU minus 140. And this game coming up in 3:30. I just put that out to the subs. You guys can hit that now if you want. You said 5:00. What were you on there, Howie?
7:00. St. John's plays Virginia.
Okay, talk.
St. John's minus 10.5. Virginia's terrible. I mean, why do you think that coach resigned 3 weeks ago? Mm-hmm. I mean, you know. He was like, I can't deal with the NIL. You kind of knew that last year, buddy.
Yeah. So no one wants to go to Virginia and play fucking 42-32 games. That's the reason why you're having trouble with NIL.
No, I mean, the over-under on that game last night was 131, and they didn't come close. I think they scored 106, 107.
I think it was like 104 or something.
Yeah. So, I think St. John's probably covers the 10.5. I mean, St. John's is good.
Yeah, they are.
They're good. They got. I mean, I think Kadari Richmond's the best card in the country.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude.
He's
easily top 5, possibly the best or second.
Yeah, he's 6'6". You can't stop him. He's
an athlete.
I'll tell you another game I like tonight is you got Syracuse playing Texas Tech, and Syracuse actually came back last night, played Texas tough. Texas is not that great, but Syracuse probably gets buried tonight.
Yeah,
they probably get buried.
I have nothing on that game. I'd probably lean Texas Tech. That spread's kind of huge, right?
11.5. It is high.
Or something like that. I am actually going right back to Baylor tonight. I know they didn't look great last night. I know they kind of snuck that out last night. I know this Tennessee team is a nightmare to play defensively. I've watched Tennessee play a couple times this year. They muddy the fucking game up to death. I just don't love this Tennessee team. I really don't. What's your take on it? Because I seem to be alone in this.
They got really good guards, man.
They do.
They got good guards. I mean, we'll see. They look pretty good. They look solid. I mean, they were good last year. We Connect. They probably go to the Final Four. If Connect has one game where he just can't hit a shot.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, and you see what he's doing in the fucking Lakers right now.
Yeah, I know. He's best rookie of the year. He's rookie of the year already, no doubt.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm going to Baylor with the 4.5. Obviously, it's a back-to-back. These kids in college don't play back-to-backs that often. It's in the fucking Bahamas, right? Where's this? Bahamas or Aruba?
Somewhere out there.
I think it's in the Bahamas. So on these back-to-backs, you're looking at a situation. These kids are in the Bahamas. It's early in the season. It's a back-to-back. If you give me 4.5 points with a team I think is just as good or better as the other team, which I think they will be going forward, I'm taking that with Baylor. Wouldn't be surprised if this comes down to the wire again. I don't think Baylor can shoot as bad as they shot last night, and I'm just in love with this Baylor team. So I'm going to take Baylor plus 4.5 today. But I think that 4.5 comes into play too, so I won't be taking it on the money line.
Yeah, I like VCU plays Nevada. I think they bounced back after that loss last night.
What was that yesterday?
Well, the kid played terrible. Shilga. It's in Charleston. But Shilga played terrible. He missed 3 free throws in the last 2 minutes, and that's why they lost.
The free throws have been insane.
And he's an 85% shooter, so that was an anomaly they lost yesterday. They played Nevada today. They'll come back and win.
What about Arizona Duke, Hoffman? What do you think tonight? Big game.
I don't know, man.
I got the winner of that game, man.
What do you got?
Yeah.
Listen, I mean, there's no Duke Duke's going to have a very hard time.
We play a lot of good teams, man.
That's the thing.
Kansas too next after this.
I mean, for Duke to stay within 10 points tonight, that will be a moral victory. And I'm just saying that because Arizona's guards are 23 years old.
Yeah,
Caleb Love's, what is he, 23? He's got a chip already.
He's won an NBA championship, NFL.
Yeah, I mean, literally. So you got Duke's got, a little bit of above average guards, but they're in trouble tonight against Arizona's guards. And Arizona down low you talk about the kid from Baylor. Where'd you see this mutant from Arizona? That kid benches like 380.
Yeah, he's a mutant.
He is.
Toby Awaka, he's like 6'10", 260.
Yeah, and he just walks through people. Yeah. He's got like no low post game at all. He just catches, turns, throws you into the fifth row, and
gets 15 rebounds every single game.
And so Duke's gonna have problems tonight, man. It's young.
Too.
Yeah, it's in there. That's another thing.
That's the only reason I'm on. I'm on Arizona. I've been on Arizona.
Yeah, I would probably bet Arizona.
I mean, keep in mind, Arizona has not looked great. Like, that's the thing.
No.
They just got fucking curb.
I watched the game where they lost to Wisconsin. I watched that game, and Caleb Love shot 3 for 20.
Yeah.
And Wisconsin's they could be the best team in the Big Ten right now. But I saw that game. They missed a ton of shots, didn't make free throws. Now they go back home. But they got 8 guys that playing on that team that could play for anybody. That's a team that could go to the Final Four easily.
Yeah, I like the Arizona team here, and Wisconsin's a bad matchup for them. Obviously, they're used to dealing with bigs, and kind of neutralized Awaka in that game also when they were playing each other. But I mean, I like Arizona. I'm on with you. So we're on the same side of Arizona. You're betting St. John's. I like St. John's. I don't know if I want to lay 11, but on a back-to-back. But yeah, I mean, I'm fine with that. And then I'm on Baylor. Are you on which side are you on? Baylor or Tennessee? Sounds like you're on Tennessee.
I'm actually not touching that game, man.
All right.
I have no idea. Those two teams are like, I mean, Baylor's coming off. Here's the thing. Baylor's coming off an emotional victory last night that they probably shouldn't have won. That was double overtime, was it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, those kids are beat physically. So it wouldn't surprise me to see Tennessee pick up, make them turn the ball over a little bit.
You know what? That is a factor that needs to be factored in that I probably didn't weigh in enough.
Yeah, it's a big
double
one.
Overtime going to play a tough defensive team is going to be a tough one. But
that's tough.
That does make it. I just think this.
It's a quick turnaround too, because what time is the game?
Game's at
that's at 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, it's late. Yeah,
but that game ended late last night.
Yeah, I'm still.
Yeah,
You might want to look at taking Tennessee first half. I don't know.
Yeah.
That might not be a bad move. That might
be
a bad move. I think Baylor. Part of me is thinking Baylor started to click a little bit at the end of last night, and maybe they carry that momentum forward and start clicking as a team. But I'm going to have a Baylor bias all year.
Look, man. As far as the Big 12, that is probably my favorite team in the Big 12.
Yeah.
Is this year they're just loaded, man. They have 7. They're like Arizona, very similar.
Mm-hmm.
7, 8 guys. They can run up down the court. They can play half court. They beat you up down low.
Yeah, and they got interchangeable parts. They got a lot of guys who are similar to the guy that's starting in front of them, so they don't really have to change their style.
That goes to tell you how good St. John's is. St. John's has a team, man.
St. John's is good.
He's got a squad.
Zab, what up, buddy?
That's a team that could go the
Come on, guys.
100%. You feeling all right?
Oh yeah, we're good.
All right, good. All right, what are you saying, Howie?
Yeah, that's a team. St. John's could go the Final Four too.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun college basketball season from what it seems before.
Yeah,
the last few years we've had a lot of weakness at the top, and just like Connecticut is just light years better than everyone, and we spend all year me especially trying to figure out a team that could beat Connecticut. This year I don't think we have that. I think we got a lot of teams.
Yeah, they'll have a tough time repeating.
Yeah, Hurley was pissed last night. They won by 35, and he said they were comically bad. So
yeah,
I saw he's out of his mind.
I'm like, all right, man.
He's trying to get headlines. He just wanted me to
come
say
on,
that
dude.
on the show. Yeah,
he's a good guy. He's a great coach.
He's a really awesome guy.
But his wife pegs him. There's no doubt about it.
There's a little bit of Harbaugh in him where he's a little bit off. Where you're like,
he comes home and he comes home and they won by 28, didn't play well. He's like, honey, come on, get it out. Just drill me.
Drill me.
Just put my head through the wall. I've been bad.
That's great. All right, so we'll leave the rest of the college basketball games. You got to sign up to get those. So let's go over to college football here, Howie. What are we looking at? College football. this weekend, obviously a big weekend for at this point going forward, every weekend's a big weekend, right? We're going to see some mayhem somewhere, but let's start with tonight. First of all, we got 3 games tonight. Temple at UTSA, Purdue at Michigan State, and UNLV at San Jose State. The last game of the night is probably the one I have the most interest in, but talk to me, Howie. What are you looking at in these 3?
I think Michigan State wins big because it's their first televised night game, and that program's back a little bit, man. He's got those guys believing they're back, and Purdue's absolutely horrendous. If you ever wanted to bitch slap a team, it's Purdue. They're so bad.
They really are fucking bad. They're a fucking joke, dude. I bet them once earlier in the season, and I watched the game. I was like, I am never doing this again.
No,
what did they 1-9 or some shit?
Oh God,
that game was terrible when we bet on them.
Oh, that was the worst. That was one of those bets that you put out, and you're like, everyone should hate me. Like I'm just watching it. Like, what am I doing?
Yeah,
like,
they quit. They literally as soon as they get scored on, they quit. They
fucking quit. And luckily, we were able to turn around and make some money against them. But yeah, tonight you like the 14. You gonna be teasing this stuff? What are you gonna be doing with this? You gonna be laying the 14?
Yeah, I have no problem. I think they win big tonight, man. I do like the tease. The 2 teams I want to tease is UNLV and Michigan State.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about the first game first before I go into UNLV. Temple UTSA.
Yeah, I don't like that game one bit. I looked it up and down. I have no idea. Maybe it goes over. I don't know.
Yeah, I think there's going to be points in this game. This is a tough one to get a read on. Obviously, I don't love these 14, 17-point spreads. If I'm laying points, it's usually 28 or 3.
Yeah.
I don't like staying in this 16, 17 range. So these aren't for me. But I would go UTSA. Probably look to tease them maybe. UTSA, Michigan State, and then tie it to something tomorrow. I actually am kind of on the other side on this game late at night. I think we middle this game, Howie. I think we middle it. So you're going to be on UNLV on the money line, right? Just to win the game outright?
Yeah.
With whatever else, Michigan State or whatever you're doing. I actually got a little feeling here that San Jose State could sneak up here and take this game. I've been a little bit higher on this San Jose State team than others. Nice win over Oregon State. Wyoming got smacked by Fresno. Played all right versus Boise. I mean, it's fucking Boise State. I think a lot of people thought, Boise was going to go out and roll them, but that game was tied at the half, I believe.
That's right.
It was close until Boise just opened the floodgates on them. I do like this UNLV team. I think San Jose State stays within the number. It opened at 8.5. It's down to 7.5. So get that now before that drops under a touchdown. But Howie, you're on the money line side. I'm on 7.5 on the other side. So let's get a UNLV win by less than 7.
Yeah, absolutely. We got him with Michigan State. I love it.
Yeah, there you go.
I really do think look, I think Purdue's average loss this year. I think they lose by an average of 29 points a game.
Fucking terrible.
So I mean, how does Michigan State not roll them?
Yeah, it's Freaky Friday. That's it. It's Friday,
yeah.
Right? You know, crazy shit happens in college football on Fridays.
Yeah.
These Friday nights, weird time to play for these kids. But let's move over to the Saturday slate and what we're looking at here, Howie. Obviously, we got a couple monster games on the agenda. Ohio State, Indiana, laying double digits. I am all over Indiana. I'm going to be taking Indiana plus 10.5. I'm going to be taking Indiana on the money line. I don't know that they win the game, but I think this seems like a Ryan Day fuck it up if it stays close. There's a gigantic coaching disparity here from Indiana to Ohio State, right? Ryan Day is one of the dumbest coaches in college football, and Indiana's got probably the best coach, in my opinion, in college football. So what's your take?
I think Indiana has a chance to win the game. I agree.
Yeah, 11.5 on FanDuel right now. So get that
line.
That went to 9, and it's actually going up. So I guess everyone's hitting Ohio State here. I don't get it, Howie. I think people have been sleeping on this Indiana team all year.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I mean, it's true. Yeah, they haven't played anyone, but who's Ohio State played?
Yeah, the Big Ten hasn't played anyone because the Big Ten sucks.
Man, it's bad.
Outside of Oregon, you're fucking bunch of shit. So,
yeah.
What do you think happens to the loser of this game as far as the college football playoff? Because this is a point of contention. Me and Bill were talking about. Bill, what was your take on it? You think
Indiana
no matter who loses, they're in, right?
Yeah.
No,
they're
out.
On TV
not Ohio, but Indiana.
There's people on TV saying the loser's out.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Talk through it, Howard.
I don't agree. I don't agree with it. I think if Indiana lost and they make it close, they should be in. Do I think they will be in? No, not with the SEC running this whole fucking thing. The SEC runs it. If you just look at the rankings every week when they come out, you can tell the SEC's behind it. Right. I mean, all they're doing is talking about how Texas A&M is going to get in the playoffs. It's like, come on. Yeah. If Indiana loses, I think they're screwed, man, just because the way that college football's run, the political situation. I think they'll screw Indiana. That's what I think.
I think if this is a blowout, Indiana's in trouble, right? If Indiana doesn't stay within the number,
of course.
I think they're in trouble. I think if this is a close game, they're in. I really do. I think if it is a 7-point game, I think even a 10-point game, even as long as it's close and people are still tuned in, locked in the fourth quarter, I think they should get in, but
they should be.
Let us know in the chat what you guys think. If you think Indiana's in,
I agree.
And now, what if Ohio State loses? What do you think happens there?
I mean, how do you put Ohio State in?
How are they number 2? Is the question right now?
How's Penn State the top 5?
I mean, they beat Penn State by 7 in a game that was not impressive fucking at all. No. Their wins lately have been Northwestern, Purdue, Nebraska. They beat by 4. And Iowa they pounded, Michigan State, but that was all early.
And they weren't. Yeah,
they were. How are they number 2 in the country?
They weren't close to Oregon, really. I mean, Oregon pretty much. I thought Oregon could have smacked them a lot more.
I mean, the score was close and they were winning, but yeah, I mean, Oregon played probably their worst game.
I don't know.
But I mean, listen, you got to go off the final score, right? Ryan Day fucked that up. They could have won it, but I just don't see how this is the number 2 team in the country. I don't see that at all. So, but I also can't see them falling out of the top 12 at a loss. If you're ranking them number 2, how do you move them to 13 or something on a loss to the number 5 team in the country?
They won't.
It's going to be bizarre, man.
It's going to be wild.
That's the situation that's going to get crazy. But I'm with you, Bill. I don't think they do. And Howie, we were talking yesterday about how Lane Kiffin and a lot of these coaches were talking about how playing in their conference championship game is actually a negative for them. Like some of these coaches don't want to play in their conference championship. Like Ole Miss doesn't want to play in the fucking SEC championship game because that loss there probably puts them out of the fucking. Well, they're getting punished for getting there.
What about the Big Ten as far as their championship game? I mean, someone's going to go. Mm-hmm. I mean, Penn State.
Oregon is going to be it. Oregon versus somebody, yeah.
Yeah, well, the other team's got to go because Oregon sure as hell isn't getting knocked out.
Yeah, it's a weird situation when you start looking, especially the schools like Ole Miss that are there hanging by a thread, right?
Yeah.
Like they're right there on that like last line, like last 2 teams in. That all of a sudden you get rewarded by going to this game, you lose to a Georgia and Alabama.
Well, that's why Indiana.
You're out.
That's why it's better, I think, if Indiana loses a close game this weekend, they don't have to play in the conference championship. So now they have 1 loss to a close Ohio State team, and then Ohio State and Oregon might play each other in the championship. And then Ohio State might lose. So now Ohio State has 2 losses. Indiana has 1 loss.
Well, for Indiana, you win, you're in. If they win, it doesn't matter what happens.
You're talking about Mississippi. So I listened to a capper. This was yesterday. He said, "Look, Mississippi goes down to Florida this weekend. They're going to win by 30 because they have to win. They need style points." And I was like, "Time out." This quarterback from Florida is healthy.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah, you saw what he did last week.
They could lose that game for sure.
They could lose that game outright.
Yeah. We know who the coach is over there too.
This is a Lane Kiffin.
This is a game Lane Kiffin goes for it on 4th and 5 from his own 24 in the first quarter, and next thing you know they're down 14-0 chasing the whole game. Yeah.
And you got 80,000 people in the swamp going crazy.
Yeah.
And this kid from Florida could be the best quarterback in the SEC. He really could be because when he played, they had Georgia beat until he got hurt. Georgia was in trouble. So you're going to tell me Mississippi could get beat this year?
I'm telling you this, and sounds like we're on the same page. I'm 100% taking Florida plus 11.5.
Oh, of course.
And 100% will have a sprinkle on the money line.
Yeah.
In that game. And again, I mean, what the fuck are we doing? Like, what are we doing? Why is that 12? So you have Florida, Ole Miss at 12. You have Indiana, Ohio State, which should be at fucking 8 at 12. And you have Georgia playing Massachusetts, who gives a shit. But you have literally the 10th team, the 8th team, the 9th team, the 13th team, the 2 team, the 5 team, the 11 team, all playing at 12 o'clock. Like, what are we doing? That's like fucking 80% of the top 10. Why are they all playing? Space this fucking shit out, dude.
Give us one at 3:30 at least.
Yeah, it doesn't make any fucking sense what they're doing. And then you go to 3:30, and there's 4 big games at 3:30. There's BYU, Arizona State, which is going to be a big one. You have Colorado, Kansas. You have Kentucky, Texas. You have Penn State, Minnesota. And then there's like nothing the rest of the night. It's Auburn, Texas A&M.
You have Army and Notre Dame,
7:30. Right? Army, Notre Dame, which no one cares about, but like 5 of us here at 4 deep. And Utah, Iowa State. Neither of those teams are going anywhere. Oklahoma, Alabama doesn't really mean much. Like you literally at 5:30, 6 o'clock, you're done for the night with important games.
Yeah, I actually like Arizona State too. I think they'll probably win. I don't know.
Yeah.
Why.
I wouldn't be surprised to see that. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at that. But, obviously, we talked about Army, Notre Dame. Army's the 18, Notre Dame at 6. This is a win or go home game for both these teams, right? Notre Dame loses to Army, they're out.
It's going to come.
Army loses, they're out. So
it's coming down to a field goal.
I think it's going to be a close game. We're going to be there. We're going to be at this game. I think this is. Listen, Bill's going to scream at me right now. He's off camera probably, so he doesn't have to yell at me. That Navy game was a lot closer than people realized. In the middle of the third quarter, Navy was averaging 7.8 yards per play, and Notre Dame was averaging 7.4. Notre Dame punted twice and had 2 long third down conversions, and Navy just fumbled the ball away every single time and gave them points and had to play uphill. This game will be decided in the first quarter. Army cannot let Notre Dame.
Yeah, when it's 21-0.
No, that's not going to happen, Billy.
I don't think it is.
Oh my God!
It's not going to happen.
This Army defense is better. Army defense better than the Navy defense, dude.
Notre Dame's gonna just run the ball.
Bill, why are you laughing? Did you have Northern Illinois plus 2,100 against Notre Dame? Because I did.
No, but I had Notre Dame against Navy minus fucking $1 million.
Well, and then he broke his thumb.
And I saw you didn't.
He broke his thumb, Bill. He hasn't played in 3 weeks. Dude, 3 weeks. Hold on. Let me just say one thing. 3 weeks later, they had to pull Horvath from the game because he's still hurt from that injury going into that fucking. He was playing with 4 fingers.
Tommy, everything.
He's hurt now.
They had to pull him for the game last week. He's still hurt.
Excuse when Notre Dame wins by 40 tomorrow.
It's going to be. I think it's going to come down to a field. It'll come down to a 2-3 point game, but I think Army has a chance to win.
Oh, okay.
I mean, listen, Bryson Daly, you got to remember too when you're looking at the Army numbers here, 14 and 20 points in their last 2 games, coming off 45 every single game. His health is going to be a major concern. And is he 100% now, Howie? I know he played last week.
He's 100%.
He's 100%. All right, as long as he's 100%, I'm all in.
He was in the hospital with a stomach situation. That was
so it wasn't an injury that's going to be late.
No.
So all in. All in Army plus 14. All in. Let's go.
That's my biggest bet of the year.
24. Howie, me and you have been waiting for this fucking moment for a whole reason. We wanted no Navy. We always said Army had the better defense. Navy had a little bit of a better
look at this.
All in.
All year.
Babel's going hard in the paint right now.
Oh, look at Kababble. Bill D. Change your YouTube name.
They might need you, Kababble.
Yeah, Kababble, you got to get out on the field for one of these games. Like, where are you?
Yeah. Kababble, you need to be down here.
Bring the flag out or something.
All right, so me and you are both on Army plus 14.5. We're both going to tap the plus 1,500, the plus 500.
500.
On that, too. Listen, Bill, you're not going to like this. Unless the faction takes control, Kansas beats Colorado.
I knew you had. I knew you had.
Somewhere. He's going right into the fucking.
First it was a thumb. Now it's this. I mean, Tommy, we were at the game, bro.
No. We're talking about Kansas, Colorado.
You see how football's being played lately. It's run by the lines. We saw Notre Dame's players. They're fucking 350 pounds up the line. We were 50 feet away from these guys.
Bill, they're 350 pounds.
Yeah, and Army has guys who are going to war. Howie, Navy had a lineman.
No, you can't talk about Navy.
Who had a 5'10", 170-pound lineman.
Bill, you can't talk about the Navy.
This is different football.
Bill, they drive boats. These guys are in
this, dude.
Those are the sailors.
Notre Dame is going to run it down their throat.
No chance.
Guys, stop it. Save your money.
I don't see it. Army, baby. No. Let's go.
They lost to Northern
Black
Illinois,
Knights.
man. They lost to a MAC team at home. This game's at Yankee Stadium. It's at night under the lights. You're going to have a ton of military there. Notre Dame will shit themselves like they do every year.
There was a ton of military.
Yeah, Billy had no finger. He fumbled 5 times.
There's going to be.
You had 5 fumbles. You can't win a game with 5 fumbles.
There's going to be 90% Notre Dame fans and 10% military, Howie. Just like at Giant Stadium. It was the same thing. 90%.
Army has a much bigger draw than Navy.
You're full of Bill. You don't know what you're talking about. It's going to be.
I was at the game 2 weeks ago.
It's going to be half and half, 50-50. They were already sold the tickets, Bill.
Are you insane?
Half the stadium's going to be Army.
Everywhere.
Half the stadium will be Army. Trust me.
Red coat 45.
You guys are absolutely.
Listen. That's why you're going to see. You're going to see. 7 p.m. We'll be locked in to Army. Kansas, Colorado, Bill. Unless Deion Sanders has the faction on his side, Kansas knocks off Colorado.
No way. Colorado wins out. I mean, Tommy, there's no way Deion.
The faction will make sure he's in.
You don't think Deion's getting into the college playoff when he's so close? Come on, Tommy.
If you take everything away from this game and just look at it as a bet, this is a Kansas bet.
But you don't do that. So what are you talking about?
I do. No, this is a trap line. That's a conspiracy.
Colorado wins. They're not going to not have Deion in the.
That's the only thing that's bothering the shit out of me. Howie, what do you think?
I think, I don't know. I think Colorado could pull the game out just because he's trying like crazy to get in the playoffs.
Yeah, and they want him in there. That's the only thing. The thing that's killing me is if this wasn't Deion Sanders, and if this was just Team X ranked 16 in the country, 8-2, going against Team Y 4-6, unranked, and it's a 2-point spread, I'm account dumping on Kansas, right? The only, especially a hot Kansas team who's putting it together, beat BYU last week, beat, Oklahoma State or whoever the fuck it was, Iowa State. Before that, the problem is that you could just see these guys fixing this game to make sure Deion gets in the playoff.
Yeah.
So,
Travis Hunter's going to win the Heisman, and nobody even knows who he is.
No one knows who he is.
I wish I did this beforehand. I would have shown a photo to Zab.
And I photo of any football player knows who they are.
I guarantee you Zab didn't know who he was.
If I show you a photo.
Exactly. No one knows him, Tommy. No one knows him.
There's a difference between knowing who the person looks like and his name.
What's his name? What's his name for the Cardinals?
Travis Hitler is a very unique looking individual.
Every other Heisman promoted. This kid's not promoted at all. It's fucking crazy, bro.
I think he's over promoted.
What's the quarterback from Arizona that had pizza the other day at Joe's, and the dude hung out with him for it? Nobody knew who he was. He looked
no one knows that these guys.
I see Travis Hunter everywhere.
Dude,
Bill, how do you not see him, Bill?
I never see him anywhere.
What do you mean you don't see him? He's all over social media
talking about him. Nope.
What?
Yeah, just on sports channels, Hoff. Not in anywhere else.
Okay, Bill.
He's on Kai Sinet's thing making his touchdown dance.
Who's that?
No clue.
Yeah, it's Gene T.
Yeah.
That's the guy who's about to break the college football rushing record. No one knows.
He's not promoted, Tommy. None of these guys are promoted.
That looks like a tranny.
Like they do. Like they do with the fucking white quarterback.
I know, but what does that have to do with Travis Hunter? It's not like he's being like shunned.
Yeah, but they don't even want him to win.
What?
Who do they want to win?
They don't want him. I'm telling you.
Hunter?
Deion was right, bro. His kids get shit on.
You're listening to Deion's bullshit. Deion's just.
Deion likes to make it.
Yeah, Deion.
Jesus
He's
Christ.
got 7 toes.
He's got half a foot.
Deion likes to, which is smart as a coach. Deion likes to set the us versus the world mentality, and the media fucking runs with it because he's Deion Sanders.
He's a genius.
No one hates fucking Colorado. No one hates Deion Sanders. No one hates Travis Hunter.
Well, no one hates
it's all
him, but
bullshit.
They doesn't get any respect.
Well, I mean, he gets tons of respect. He's fucking talked about on ESPN all day, every week. What other fucking 16th ranked team in the country? BYU's ranked 14th. 2 spots ahead of them. When have you heard a person talk about them?
They don't have 2 Heisman Trophy.
Ole Miss is in the playoff, and half
they
the
don't
world
have
doesn't
2
even know.
Heisman Trophy candidates.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Is everyone talks about Colorado all the time?
Well, they got 2 guys in the top 5 of the Heisman. They should.
Okay, well, they got
you just said no one talks about these guys.
That's the whole point.
Only in sports is what I'm saying. Only in a small college football world. Nobody knows them. No one knows them like the other.
Deion has transcended college football. Uncle Danny and regular people, like Danny's a college football.
There's my point. That's why he's going to be in the college football playoff.
Well, that's a different point than you're making right now. You're making two separate
points.
I
wanted to sucker you in, and I got you.
Whatever we just went through, I got a headache from it. So give me another bet.
I can't see.
I'm blind.
I can't see.
You guys are going to be broke tomorrow when you bet your money on.
Our heads are already broke after that conversation. So, what else do you like here, Howard?
I just saved you on Navy.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Army's going to win the game.
I can't wait till Army wins. I'm going to piss on Bill's house.
I hope
All right, can we get back on track, Bill? Shut the fuck up.
Well,
Go on, Howie.
Play it Monday.
You got another game. You got Wake Forest going at Miami. Miami's in a situation, too. They got to win. I mean, they got to win big, I think. You get lines at 24. Miami, this is a team I don't like. Their defense is terrible.
Their back end is horrible.
Oh, man.
Terrible.
It's like fucking.
I mean, you could just play flag football with them.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why you would play Miami and ever run the ball. Just throw every pass 25 yards downfield because it's either going to be a completion or pass interference every other one, right?
Hey,
like just throw bombs all game against Miami.
Here's one. Does anybody think Minnesota at home tomorrow in the cold can beat Penn State?
I think the line is interesting.
Why not?
That it's only 11.
11 and a half.
Higher than that. Yeah. I don't love this Minnesota team personally, but talk to me. Sell me on it.
I mean, they got 6 wins. 4-3 in the Big.
They're a tough team. Yeah.
Who knows? They get a turnover or two. It could be interesting. I could not bet Penn State tomorrow.
I don't think I've bet Penn State all year. I don't believe in this Penn State team, especially on the road in a big rivalry game. And BYU, Arizona State. I love Arizona State in this game.
Yeah,
it sounded like you said you love them too here.
Yeah.
I heard Hoffman squeak in that he liked them too. So looks like we might have consensus here. So talk to me, Howie.
Yeah, man. Look, BYU, if they were undefeated, I'd say no, but they lost last week. I think their mojo's done. Arizona State's got a decent squad. At home tomorrow night, yeah, I think BYU's in trouble.
Does Arizona State have any chance of sneaking in? I mean, they're 8-2. They go to 9-2 with a win over the 14th ranked team in the country. They play out of Arizona next week. They're 20th, I think they're ranked right now. What are they ranked? 21st? You think they got any chance of sneaking in if some mayhem happens above them?
Well, they would have to. Wouldn't they have to get into the championship?
They'd have to run out championship. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, if the Big 12, somebody in the Big 12, you would think has to get in.
But if they beat BYU, right? They beat BYU. They move in because they'll have the same record as BYU. They would move into the Big 12 championship game, right?
Yeah.
So and if Colorado loses, you might have 4 teams tied at 6-2 if Iowa State wins.
Yeah, I mean, I heard somebody today say that the Big 12 may not get a team in this playoff, and that would be bizarre.
Yeah, that's
that means the SEC is going to put in 4 or 5.
Well, no, they have to get a team, right? Because that conference winner goes in. They have that rule where the big conferences, the winner of each one has to go in, right? So if I'm not mistaken, Big 12 has to have a representative.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think that right, Bill. Yeah, that's what it was, right? Like the five conference winners would go.
Yeah, because they were saying in the beginning of the year that Notre Dame can't get a top 4 seed, or because they're not in the conference.
Yeah, they can't get a line.
So one of these teams has to get in, maybe more than one. But yeah, this is going to be interesting. That was a big win over Kansas State at Kansas State last week. That was impressive. Big win over UCF in a barn burner.
They're good.
Cincinnati lost. I didn't really understand that game. That was a weird fucking game from start to finish. But I think Arizona State wins this game too.
Yeah, I do.
Let's talk real quick before we let you go, Howie. Just any props here for futures. We got Ohio State, and all the guys on here if you have anyone. Ohio State plus 320, Oregon 440, Georgia 480, Texas 550, Bama 800, and then everyone else is 1,000 to 5,000 beyond that. I still like the value on Indiana plus 2,500. But of those top 4, Ohio State, Oregon, Georgia, Texas, I'm not really sure how Oregon's plus 440 and Ohio State's plus 320.
I like Boise and Bama. Those are the 2 teams that I like for the value.
Okay,
Boise,
for the value.
Alabama.
So Boise's plus 15,000. That's insane.
Listen, this team can play with anybody. They can play with anybody.
Oregon. I don't understand that.
Hey, what's Army to win the national championship? Because
if I'm not mistaken, as of now, doesn't Boise have a bye?
Yeah, they do.
I think we're looking at that bracket
Texas?
because So
what is Texas?
Texas is 550.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I think they're the best team.
Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. We're gonna have to see how the bracket sorts out. All right, Howie Dewey. Appreciate you, brother. See you tomorrow at the game.
Guys later.
All right, get your Army gear on. All right.
Little loss.
Bill this week is like the old guy from the fucking what are the two old guys that sit in the theater booth in the Muppets?
Oh yeah, fuck.
Oh, well, what do you mean? You're on the opposite side of me on the bet. What do you want me to say? Like, yeah, go ahead. You're gonna get killed.
First bet for the whiteboard. That sounds like.
Yeah, that might be it. There we go. Tommy G versus Bill Rupp, head to head. We make this. Let's make this number one, Bill. Let's make this number one. Tommy G versus Bill Rupp.
I'm not taking 14.5. Notre Dame wins. I'm not.
You just spent 30 minutes telling us they're going to lose by 40.
Kill them,
and then you don't want to lay the 14.5.
I'm not betting that. What are you, nuts? No fucking way. Nope. I'm not betting that. I'm not stupid. I'm not laying 14.5 points. I never would have that in my life. Fuck out of here. Laying 14.5.
All right. Talk to me about some NBA here. Lakers fucking choked that out at the end of the game last night. I actually was like half asleep watching a movie.
Because it's not the cup, dude.
I was like, fuck it. When they went down 7 with 5 minutes left, I was like, fuck it. It was like plus 550 or something. I just tapped it in right before it changed and fucking, dude, Franz Wagner had a fucking night last night.
He's killing it without Powell. He's dropping 30 points a game right now. Yeah, he's good, dude. I'm telling you, the Magic
top 5 player in the NBA last night.
The Magic are going to be hard. They're going to be a top 4 or 3 team in the East when they get Powell.
He activated. Dude. He activated.
They play good defense too.
No one else was taking those final shots than him. He was like step back from 5 feet behind.
Get the fuck out of the way.
This is mine. Yeah, that was cool to see.
Yeah, no, dude. They're both awesome. The Wagner brothers are awesome. Dude.
I love.
Uncle Danny fell in love with them this summer in the fucking Germany.
I love their heart. They're tough kids. So let's go. Friday night, boys. NBA fucking NBA Cup.
Cup night.
What are you guys on? What are we looking at?
I'm probably going to take the Celtics minus 16. They're just going to run the fucking Wizards.
Point differential matters, you said?
Yeah, it matters big time.
Right.
And they have a loss already, so they need to just crush these teams.
All right, so they're going to keep – you should be saying all these guys playing 4 quarters even in a blowout, correct?
Yeah.
All right.
Me and Bill were talking about this last night. 76ers are favored tonight. Don't know how. That's a fucking thing.
And they're favored
Nets
by like 5.
Pretty good. Nets have a ton of injuries, though. That's why.
Yeah, I know, but still.
They have a ton of guys out.
What was that leak? What's going on with some leak? Again, guys, for those of you just tuning in, I don't fucking care about the NBA at all. Don't follow it.
They had a team meeting. The Sixers had a team meeting, and apparently someone leaked what happened, and now Embiid's all pissed off.
Maxey was saying something about Embiid, right? That he's late to meetings or something like that. There's a mole in the clubhouse that fucking leaked it. But is there any new information on that? Did they find out who it is or anything?
No.
That team's in.
Embiid's livid, saying he's gonna find the person and do something. He's not gonna.
Why don't you find the clock and get to
find the fucking court, buddy?
Considering you're making $175 million a play. Maybe you should fucking show up to work. How about that as the leader of the team? But Bill, it's minus 7.5. This line opened at. It's down to -4. The Sixers line. So what are you doing there?
I'm not betting the Sixers.
No. Where are you going?
I got 3 plays on the Milwaukee game. Taking Halliburton 17.5, Giannis 32.5, and Lopez 12.5, laddered up to 20. Milwaukee's going to show up tonight for the Cup. Giannis is probably going to drop 40. Hopefully Lopez drops 20, gets the ladder, and Halliburton should play well also. That should be a good game. I'm also on the Warriors and Lakers first half. That's minus
play tonight.
I'm sorry, the Celtics first half. That's minus 260. I got to find one more team to put with that for my parlay. I don't know what yet.
I like the Nuggets. Luka's out.
Maybe Denver because Luka's out. Like Hoffman said, that would make it plus 121, but I'm not sure yet, so I'm still waiting.
Or you could just do De'Aaron Fox 20 points. Is definitely.
I'm definitely going to have Warriors to win, Celtics first half winner, and then something else. I don't know what yet, though.
Yeah, I was going to
parlay the Warriors. Why are the Lakers plus 1,300 to win this cup? That seems high. Let me put this out.
This is what it is.
Yeah, no, that seems like it shouldn't be that high, right? Especially the way the Lakers are playing and fucking LeBron fucking.
I might take the Rockets with the spread too. The Rockets are good, dude.
I also like Draymond Green over 5.5 assists today too.
Draymond's been doing he's been shooting the three, the first shot, Bill, in the last 2 years.
I'm gonna bet that today too.
What had Draymond first basket 3?
Yeah, he's chucking.
All right,
he's wild.
Anything else for the NBA here before we move on?
No, that's about it.
All right, Zab, we got anything in the world of hockey over here? We only got 2 games tonight. I don't know if D-Rock's on anything. I'm looking at it right now. I don't really have a play on either.
D-Rock said shitty slate, but he put out a play of Buffalo and Anaheim over 6.
Buffalo, Anaheim over 6. Okay. Let me just see that. I don't hate that actually. Yeah, that's.
He also said next week he can come on the show next week.
Oh, you can start coming on. All right, good.
Just for next week because he's got Thanksgiving break.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. If you want to, Crosby, still looking for number 600.
Still?
Yeah.
Jesus,
he scored 1 last week, and then last week, and he still hasn't. They've been playing like shit, so. There's a chance. I mean, they're at home playing Winnipeg. They give up.
Dude, all these Penguin games are fucking going over, right?
Yeah.
Like, every Penguin game,
their goalies suck.
And they just keep losing. They have no goalies. They're old. That's the thing. They're super talented. The Penguins. They're a super talented team. They're just fucking old. You know, they kept this old unit together so they can score anything around the net. It's going in. But they're giving up fucking 4 or 5 goals a game because they're just running out of gas in most of these games.
They're doing it too to sell tickets. They're keeping that core group together of Malkin, Crosby, Letang, sell tickets in Pittsburgh. So
yeah. So I mean, listen, you've been pretty safe. 3-2, 4-3, 6-2, 3-2, 7-1, 4-2, 5-1. You know, there's been goals in pretty much every. So if you basically alt down the total on this one to what's it at 6 right now? You alt down to 5.5, 5 or something, and then pair it with something else. I think it's hit like fucking 10 games in a row this year.
Both down. All both games down to 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, you're talking 9 games in a row. 5 goals or more. So yeah, I wouldn't hate that either. Yeah, both of them down, but not much to talk about in hockey today with only 2 games.
Bill, I think the Nets are getting some guys back tonight. I think Claxton's going to come back tonight. I think Cam Thomas came off the injury report too. Hold on.
Yeah, I don't know. I know they had a whole bunch of guys out the other day.
No.
All right. Let's move over to NFL. Zab, give us a rundown on who's in, who's out, whole lay of the land, anything we got to worry about from weather to fucking to kind of high level overview.
Spears is out for the Titans. I don't think it's going to matter much. It's hard to run on that Texans defense. They're going to be up big too. They're a 7-point favorite, so it's going to be Pollard. If they get behind, he's going to catch passes, but that's about it there. There's not a ton. Who else just popped up? Keenan Allen popped up on the injury report today. He came down with an ankle injury. So he's questionable heading into the weekend. You got dude, I just went blank on his name, but there's not too many big ones. A lot of more injury reports come out this afternoon. So you're going to be on the practice. You're going to be on the round table.
It doesn't seem like a bloodbath this week. We do have 6 buys this week. That is something to keep your eye on.
The one big name that is out is Pacheco. He's not coming back this weekend. They have an easy game against the Panthers. Easy run defense. So I'm all over Kareem Hunt again. I put out for the subs his rushing attempts. I put out it was over 18.5 on MGM. Love that. This big game, they're a 10-point favorite. They should smash the Panthers. I laddered that up to 25. So in games they're winning, he's getting around 24 to 25, 28 attempts. So,
okay. All right, Bill, what are you looking at here?
Tommy DeVito rushing. It's my favorite play of the weekend. Gave it out this morning. 25.5 yards. Max bet. Laddered all the way up to 60 plus for 850. It should run for about 60 yards against Tampa Bay, who's fucking awesome. Whose defense sucks. When he should throw for over 200 yards. Neighbors, I think Neighbors was a little banged up this week, but he's definitely going to play. DeVito's going to have a full Giants team to play with. I think I like the Giants plus the points on Sunday also. I think Tommy DeVito plays awesome, and I think the Giants play pretty good. So we'll see what happens.
Put that on the board. I'll take the -6. Fuck that shit, dude. Fuck that shit.
You like the Bucks on this one? You think
dude,
they're running through Tommy D?
Come on, dude. Come on.
You think Daniel Jones getting a raw deal there, Hoffman?
No, I think the Giants need to they suck. They're not a good football team. Tommy DeVito is fucking third string quarterback, no matter what anyone says. Okay, they're gonna get their asses.
But he's Italian and he does it his.
I don't give a fuck what he does.
So touch on what Hoffman
Tampa Bay is bad.
No, they're getting Mike Evans back. No, they're not. Mike Evans is back.
The defense is awful.
They're getting Jamel Dean back, and they just signed.
Stinks.
Yeah, but they're getting the big pieces of their secondary back. Is what I'm saying.
Good luck.
I'm with Hoffman here.
Yeah,
Good luck.
I'm actually not betting this game. I do think it's going to be a fun in-game bet here.
Daniel Jones is going to the Cowboys.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. It's going to be a Thursday next Thanksgiving matchup. Daniel Jones
I just said he's not going there.
He's going. Watch. Jerry's a sucker.
I told
Jerry
Bill,
Jones loves fucking stupid shit.
I told Bill this morning, I said, dude, I think, McAfee, I think was talking about it. One of them was talking about how the Niners should go out and grab Daniel Jones, as a backup for Purdy as the team that's going to be.
Somebody's going to get him.
That makes more sense.
And Bill said to me, you're wrong. He's going to the Cowboys.
Going to Dallas.
Like, just shut me down. I was like, okay. I thought you had inside information or something.
He's going to Dallas.
Do you have information on this, or is this just...
No, it's just a rumor that just popped up on every social media account in the world.
I'm like, yeah, I didn't see anything.
Someone made a friggin' thing of him on the Cowboys website that doesn't even exist.
Yeah, no. I mean, that would make no sense, first of all. If you're Dallas, you want to lose games 1. 2, you don't want to piss Dak off anymore when you already got a fucking locker room that's in shambles. 3, it doesn't help you.
How's that pissing him off by picking him up for this year?
I mean, I'm sure Dak is sitting there going, I don't need this guy to come in, play great for 4 or 5 weeks, and now all of a sudden everyone hates me even more. Dak wants fucking shit to be out there, shit to happen, so that he looks better. If Daniel Jones goes out there, wins fucking 3 or 4 games with the Cowboys, Dak's going to look like
what if
shit.
Trey Lance goes out there and wins 3 or 4 games for the Cowboys?
Well, I mean, there's a better chance of it snowing in fucking July than that happening.
Trey Lance threw 5 interceptions in the preseason. He's not winning the game.
Yeah.
What did Goff? What does that mean?
Yeah, no.
What?
Trey Lance is
Goff threw 5 interceptions in 1 game. What does that mean?
I think
in
they're
it
different.
Preseason, Bill. That's the big difference. Bill, he's throwing it against guys that aren't even in the league.
Trey Lance has been horrible for a long time. But if I'm the Cowboys, I want to lose. So I don't know about that. I'll give you my favorite play in the Giants game.
Jerry Jones does not want to lose. Believe me.
I mean, you have to.
You have to now.
He does not want
to. I know he doesn't want to, but
no
one wants to lose.
The team quit. Yeah. I like Baker Mayfield 2+ passing touchdowns. Mike Evans looks like he's playing, right, Zeb?
He's in. He's good to go.
So I'm right back.
Baker Mayfield's going to be on his back the whole game with that Giants line.
No, they'll be fine.
So is
Baker Mayfield also fucking. Did you see Baker Mayfield also fucking stiff arm Nick Bosa to this fucking death? He's not moon.
No, I like that. I like Mayfield 2+ passing touchdowns in this one. I'm going right back to the alted down parlay that I've been doing the last couple weeks with Achan and Janu. I was saying something a few weeks ago from watching the game back that, I mean, dude, they're just trying to get the ball out of Tua's hands as fast as possible, as quick as possible. We've jumped it. We took advantage of it the last couple weeks. Jonnu Smith has been playing out of his mind simply because he's the first guy right there in front of you on the seam. Yep. Right? And then the second there's any type of trouble, they're just telling fucking Tua to dump the ball off to Achan. So
his drop is so high, though. It didn't even hit last week. I got fucked on him.
Who's that?
Achan.
Jonnu hit. Jonnu went 6 for 100.
Yeah, Achan like did.
Achan was right there if it didn't.
Yeah, this could happen to Johnny, like some crazy shit.
What happened?
With the ball? He spiked the ball. You see, he spiked the ball after the touchdown or threw it into the stands. it landed right next to his family. His son picked it up.
Oh, really? Oh, crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't see it. No, I didn't. Yeah, I think HN was 31.5 or 32.5, finished at 32. She was right there, 4 for 32. No. Still, I like the receptions more for running backs in those situations.
Yeah, we know. So I'm talking about his receptions. It was 5.5. He missed it by 2.
Okay, yeah, I think we altered it down. That's why. I think we did the 4 and 4 for those two. So I'll probably do the same thing again today. 4 and 4 for HN and Janu. What else you like here, Zab?
Oh, there's a couple good games, but we'll get the Vikings-Bears game. Definitely like defensive props. I'm sure me and Vagina will have a couple of sacks. Minnesota's got to take advantage of that terrible Bears offensive line. But for the Vikings side, this is a Justin Jefferson game. Jalen Johnson's going to be lined up on Addison, which is going to open up Jefferson big time. It's just a schematic thing, which side of the ball they play or field they play. So I like Jefferson. He's going to go over his prop, but I also like Hawkinson. In this matchup last year, he had 11 catches. So I like both of those guys. I'll probably alt them down, put them together, and then I'll probably play them both single, probably a little alt ladder too. So those guys.
I fucking hate the Bears. But I think they roll this game for some reason. I think they
can win.
I think Minnesota's a fucking fraud, bro. I think that team's.
Can Jefferson score a touchdown?
Yeah, they don't. Darnold's fucking regressing
with these touchdowns. He's killing my touchdown part.
Darnold's regressing. He's falling back.
Well, that's what I told you guys at the beginning of the year. You can't overreact to 6 games.
They're the worst 8-win team or whatever they have in the NFL. Joke there. I hate the Bears, but I think the Bears.
But do you remember at the beginning of the year when everyone, including you, Bill, were screaming Darnold MVP? And I was like, guys,
I was not screaming that.
Judge a quarterback after 6 to 8 games. You have to go 2 years.
Minnesota's so flawed. Such a flawed 8-win team.
I think they're actually.
The defense is really
good. The defense is amazing.
That line is so crazy. I think that's one of these weird lines. 3.5 against the shitty Bears.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Bears are home division rival, but definitely the line definitely looks like it should be higher. I think that line should be
shit.
Let's go through your three game thing, Bill.
Every week we're going to pick 3 teams each by the FanDuel lines. Your favorite team counts for 3 points. Second is 2. Third is 1. At the end of the season, we'll see who has the most points. Obviously, it'll be me. So, who wants to go first?
Well, that's not how you start a game. You got to tell us, or you're the host. So what do we?
Oh, no, I'm asking. Anyone? Hoff, you want to go first, or you want?
Yeah, sure. I'll go
first.
First.
Snake draft. Hoffman, Tommy, Bill, Zab, Bill, Tommy.
Hoffman. I go last.
This is my third. Like my top one.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
And now, if someone else picks the game, you can't take it.
No, you can pick it.
All right.
My top one is the Bucks minus 5.5.
So what are we doing?
I'm writing it down.
Oh Jesus, we know what happens when this happens, Hoff.
Bucks what? Was it off? Plus what?
Minus 5.5.
5.5, right? All right. That's your 3-point team?
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead.
So do we just? So it's not draft then. So
tell us all.
All right. You want me to give me my 2?
I thought we couldn't do the
2 would be Broncos minus 5.5.
Okay.
And then my 1, I'm going to go with your Cardinals minus 1.5.
All right. Donnie?
Now read them back.
Hoffman has Bucks minus 5.5 is his 3-point team. Broncos minus 5.5 is his 2, and Cardinals minus 1.5 is his 1.
All right. I am going to go with Green Bay Packers minus 3, which is 2.5 right
that's
now.
That's your
that is my
3-point?
That's my 3-pointer.
And then what was the spread? I'm sorry, minus 3?
Minus 3, yeah. San Francisco is a team I hate. I've hated them all year. They're on the road. They're going into Green Bay. Purdy's popping up on the injury report. Kittle's playing a little banged up. This team's just not good. They're just not a very good team. We said their window was closing. I told you Purdy was a fraud. This is just not a very good team. I think Green Bay takes care of business this week, wins by more than a field goal. My number 2 and 3, I'm deciding which one I want to do. I'm going to do right at Luke Hoffman and go with the Seattle Seahawks as my 2-point game, plus 1.5 against the Arizona Cardinals. So me and Hoff will be going head-to-head in that, just like we're going head-to-head in the FFWC. So it's a constant Tommy versus Hoffman battle going on here. I really do not believe in this Cardinal team, as you guys know. And I think Seattle's a tough place to play. This will be a game where I will actually start to come on board with the Cardinal train. If they go
no, you're off.
No. I am never going to root for this shit team. I'm just saying to start to say, okay, maybe I'm a little bit wrong about the Cardinals. Not come on and root for them.
Well, you're already wrong.
I'm not right, Bill. You were wrong about
they're
Sam
first
Darnold.
Place, Tommy. They're
Bill,
first.
It doesn't matter if they're in first place. They're fucking
Tommy,
6-5.
It's week 12.
Bill, now they have a home playoff game.
Doesn't
It's
matter.
week 12.
Bill, first place doesn't
it's
matter
week
when
12
you're
in a home playoff game. Let's go.
They might not even make the playoffs.
What's your last pick?
This team was 2-4 4 weeks ago.
What's your last pick?
I am going to the team I think does win this fucking division. Anyone know who that is?
Not the Rams.
I'm going to the Rams.
I was going to say, he's going to the
Rams. Tommy loves the Rams. The Rams.
I'm going to the Rams. I'm not even care that it's not 3.
He's so blinded by certain.
Eagles are going to smash the Rams.
I
was going to almost go with the Rams.
This is a fucking trappy line. This line looks shady. Yeah. It's 2.5, unfortunately. I wish it was 3. But I'm taking the Rams here in a victory Sunday Night Football over the Eagles.
All right. Tommy has Packers -3 as his 3-point bet. Seattle +1.5 as his 2, and Rams +2.5 as his 1-point game. Zab, you already gave me this, but you can say them. Go ahead.
3-point is the Vikings -3.5. I think this is Jefferson and Hawkinson. I think they come out and take advantage of this Bears defense. Your boy Caleb Williams hasn't thrown a single touchdown pass since week 6. So I think this Vikings defense is just going to destroy a terrible line. So Swift is banged up. Yep, give me the Vikings. Mm-hmm. I'm going at Tommy with this one. Niners +3. Kittle back. With Kittle, I think CMC is going to have a CMC game. I think he's getting in for 2 or 3 scores. I think he is the game changer. I think Kittle hits him with a seam route for a score. Yep. I think Niners drop 28+ points this weekend.
Right.
And my 1 point is the Texans -7.5. Titans defense just lost Ladarius Sneed, their best cornerback. Nico Collins is going to go over 100 yards, touchdown. No one's going to bet him because he screwed everybody last week, even though he had 2.
He goes ham this week.
I'm fucking double max betting him.
Yeah,
yep, he's going to go ham.
I like that bet.
Nico to the moon. Yep, I love Nico. I love Mixon. He has a plus matchup too. So give me the Texans -7.5.
I like that actually.
All right. So Zabaz is his 3, Vikings -3.5, his 2-point Niners +3, and Texans -7.5 as his 1. Bill Rupp, going right to my 3-point game is the Patriots +7 in Miami. +7 in Miami. I think 7 is way too much. Miami's not beating anybody by 7. They're not good at football team. Let's be honest.
Look at this.
Have found their quarterback. Let's go. Patriots have found their quarterback, and they have a strong run game. Let's go, New England, going into Miami, into the warm weather, and possibly winning the game. But I really don't give a fuck because I'm getting 7. My 2-point game is the Denver Broncos. Yes, the Denver Broncos -5.5. The team I picked last week to kill the Falcons. And it was a killing. It was a whooping. The Falcons had nothing for Denver's defense. The Raiders are horrendous. They have no quarterback, no offense. Broncos -5.5 all day long. Let's go, Denver. And my 1-point game, everybody should know what it is. The Giants at home in the frozen Meadowlands.
So confident as his
New England.
His most confident.
Tampa
He's talking
Bay.
about it all show. He made it his 1-pointer.
Tampa Bay flying.
He's a human
into
contradiction.
Cold weather. Tampa flying into the cold weather. They will have no answer. No fucking answer for DeVito. Tommy Cutlets is going to show up. Probably go 250, 2 touchdowns, no picks, run for 60.
No picks, yeah.
80, Neighbors with 80 and a touchdown. It's going to be all Giants all day in the Meadowlands against Baker and the Bucks. Give me Giants +5.5 as my 1. So it's Pats +7, Denver minus 6.5, and Giants plus 5.5. Those are my 3.
All right. Is there anything we're consensus on here? Is there anything we're
me and Bill at the
same
Broncos?
Side? I think 2 people are on the Broncos minus
Me and
5.5. I actually
the
like the Texans. I like the Texans minus 7.5. Even though
but you're not on them, so that's no. And that's it.
Yeah, no, we're pretty much. We have a few win against each other. Not much consensus there.
I'll be at the Broncos. I'll be at the Broncos Raiders game, so I'll be.
There you go.
To the ground there.
There you go. I actually fucking think that this is kind of a tough week to bet, like for sides in the NFL.
It is.
They really, these lines are pretty dead on. There's not anything that looks crazy trappy. There's also not anything that looks crazy wrong. So this was a tougher one than usual. A lot of 7s and 10s, right? Like every game seems right on the number. So it should be an interesting week. We'll see how this goes. Started off with a nice little victory yesterday.
I was going to say, if you would have started this yesterday, I'm guessing all 3 of us, or all 4 of us, would have had the Browns.
Yeah, we would have been fucking all 1-0 going into that. I think we might have been the only show in America where everyone was just all in.
No, I would have picked them. I would have picked the Steelers. That would have been all.
You're going to see.
I'm not going to lie.
We appreciate the honesty, Hoffman. But when you look at it, even other shows and TV and all this shit. Even the people who were saying the Browns were like, Browns, I guess. Like, this line's weird. We were just like, Browns. This line's fucked. Browns.
Yeah, you guys are really confident.
Browns are covering. The thing about those trap conspiracy lines, the reason why I do take the 3.5 is because a lot of times you saw it in that game. The NFL make sure they don't cover, but they'll still let them win. You know, like that we kind of almost ran into that situation last night where the Steelers were never covering, but they looked like they were going to win on the money line. So I always like to take the points on that.
On the other side of that, though, with getting plus 190 right before kickoff, and all of us thinking that the game was either going to be close or like a field goal game, you're going to get plus money on both sides. So why not take the plus money and then hedge with the plus 3 something or whatever? It ended up getting to 800, but I'm just saying, even at one point it was plus 160 when Cleveland went up by a score. So even at plus 160, now you have 190 and 160. You're a winner.
Yeah. All right. Anything else here? I know, Hoff, you got to get out of here. We're running a little bit late. So any final words here, boys?
Go Giants.
All right. Bill Rupp, final words. Go Giants.
Tommy Cutlets.
All right. Zab, final words.
If you're doing anything UFC, I'm sure Mike's going to have bets out later. It starts at 2 a.m. and the main fight is on it. It's like the main card starts at 6 a.m. So make sure you're paying attention, especially if you're playing DFS or just betting that it's in China. So just have your bets in. So
yeah, I'll still be up. That's perfect for me because I'm usually up calling Zab bothering her.
That's
doing
great
something
for you.
like that, fucking drunk. So I love that. And get over to 4deep.com. Go there. Year-end promo, 5-month promo, only $299 for 5 months, guys. It's $120 a month. That's a $600 package that you're getting for $299. You're getting basically 70% off if you do it by week. By weeks, it actually comes out to like $700 something if you did week by week. So get over there now. That ends, I think, Sunday or Monday, but that will be ending. We got a little Black Friday thing we're doing, but nothing as big as this. So get in on this if you want to lock in for the next 5 months through college basketball. Hoffman, final words.
I'm going to Vegas tomorrow. See you guys.
There he is. There he is. So Hoffman will be fucking running wild naked through the streets of Fremont. For Howie Dewey, Bill Rupp, Zab, thank you for joining, even though you were in the hospital or doctors. Zab, we appreciate you coming in. We're a little warrior. And Luke Hoffman, I am Tommy G. Get over to 4deep.com. Follow us on Twitter. Stay locked in. We will see you Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern. I think I might even be here. Good luck. Stay cashin', motherfuckers.
Let's go!